The old screen door still whispers when the evening wind's blowing, like it's calling back the footsteps of the ones I knew back then. There was supper in the kitchen, there was rain upon the tin, there was laughter down the hallway where the golden days begin. Time may change the doorway and the pain may fade away, but love still makes a sound there when the old songs start to play. The old screen door still brings me home once more, to the voices, to the prayers, to the hearts I'm longing for. The old screen door still swings through memory, and every little creak it makes brings my family back to me. Mama called us in at sunset, Daddy washed the workday down, Grandma hummed a Sunday hymn while the stars came over town. There were muddy boots and coffee, there were stories by the chair, and I never knew that heaven could be found in moments there. Now the rooms are standing quiet and the road is turned unknown, but that old familiar sound still reminds me I am home. The old screen door still brings me home once more, to the voices, to the prayers, to the hearts I'm longing for. The old screen door still swings through memory, and every little creak it makes brings my family back to me. Ooh, let it open wide. Ooh, to the love inside. Ooh, every melody brings my old home back to me. If I could hear that doorway just one more time tonight, I would step into the kitchen and hold that golden light. For love is in the small things that we hardly notice then, in every door that opened and every welcome home again. The old screen door still brings me home once more, to the voices, to the prayers, to the hearts I'm longing for. The old screen door still swings through memory, and every little creak it makes brings my family back to me. The old screen door still reminds this heart of mine that love can live forever past the hands of passing time. Ooh, let So when the evening settles and the old songs fill the floor, I hear my childhood calling through the old screen door. The old garden gate still leans beside the roses, where the summer wind would carry all the songs that heaven knows. There were footsteps in the morning, there was laughter after rain. There were hands that held the flowers like they held us through the pain. Time may change the garden and the weeds may hide the way, but love still blooms so gently where the old songs start to play. The old garden gate still opens in my heart to the golden days of kindness that the years could not pull apart. The old garden gate still leads me back again to the voices, to the prayers, to the love we carry then. Mama watered all the lilies, Daddy fixed the broken rail, Grandma hummed a Sunday hymn while the clouds began to sail. There were letters on the table, there was coffee by the chair, and I never knew that heaven could be found in moments there. Now the house is standing quiet and the path is overgrown, but every flower in my memory still reminds me I am home. The old garden gate still opens in my heart to the golden days of kindness that the years could not pull apart. The old garden gate still leads me back again to the voices, to the prayers, to the love we carry then. If I could walk that garden one more evening in the light, I would thank the Lord for simple days that made my spirit bright. For love is like a flower that the seasons cannot end. It grows inside the old songs and brings us home again.
Still opens in my heart
to the golden days of kindness that the years could not pull apart. The old garden gate still leads me back again to the voices, to the prayers, to the love we carried then. Ooh, let the flowers grow. Ooh, where the warm winds blow. Ooh, every melody brings my old home back to me. So when the evening settles and the old songs softly wait, I'll meet my heart in memory at the old garden gate. The night we drove to Nashville, the moon was riding high, with the dashboard softly glowing and the stars across the sky. There were old songs on the radio, there was coffee in your hand, and every mile felt like a promise only young hearts understand. We had dreams inside the windshield, we had faith beyond the rain, and every light along the highway seemed to softly speak your name. Take me back to Nashville, where the old songs filled the night, where your hand was close to mine beneath that silver light. Take me back to Nashville, where the golden memories shine. Every road we drove together still leads your heart to mine. There were motel signs and pine trees, there were diners open late, there were prayers beneath the silence and a love that learned to wait. You were laughing at the window, I was singing out of tune, and the whole world felt much softer underneath that Tennessee moon. Now the years across the highways and the road has changed its view, but every time the music rises, I am driving back with you. Take me back to Nashville, where the old songs fill the night, where your hand was close to mine beneath that silver light. Take me back to Nashville, where the golden memories shine. Every road we drove together still leads your heart to mine. Ooh. I would hold that moment gently and never say goodbye. For love is like a country song, it bends but never ends. It carries every prayer we made and brings us home again. Take me back to Nashville, where the old songs filled the night, where your hand was close to mine beneath that silver light. Take me back to Nashville, where the golden memories shine. Every road we drove together still leads your heart to mine. Take me back to Nashville, where our simple dreams were true, where every song beneath the stars was leading me to you. Ooh, Nashville night, ooh, soft and bright, ooh, every melody brings your love back home to me. So when the old songs find me and the moon begins to shine, I'll meet you on that Nashville road, where your heart first met mine.
There was a letter in the hymnal on the third row, left-hand side, folded up between the pages where old prayers learn to hide. Josephine cleaned the little church with cotton gloves and a heart that hurt. She swept the aisle and dusted every pew, while the morning sun came breaking through. Her daughter Emily had left that town with angry words and her suitcase brown. Said, "Mama, don't pray me back again." Then disappeared beyond the county bend. But Josephine still set her place, still whispered mercy, still asked for grace. And every Sunday, soft and slow, she sang the hymn her child used to know. There was a letter in the hymnal where the tear-stained pages turn, a quiet little testimony of how long a mother burned. When the road was cold and love felt far away, God kept hope alive in the words she couldn't say. There was a letter in the hymnal, and heaven heard her pray. Years went by with no return, only candles left to burn. Emily chased a city sky but every dream there passed her by. She worked 3 jobs and slept alone, changed her number, changed her home. But shame can follow like a train, through every station, through every rain. Then one night near Christmas Eve, she found a memory hard to leave, a church bell ringing through the snow, and her mama singing soft and low. There was a letter in the hymnal where the tear-stained pages turned, a quiet little testimony of how long a mother burned. When the road was cold and love felt far away, God kept hope alive in the words she couldn't say. There was a letter in the hymnal, and heaven heard her pray. Emily came home in the early spring when dogwood branches started opening. The chapel door was unlocked and wide with golden dust in the morning light. She sat down where she used to sit, reached for the hymnal worn and split, and there between Amazing Grace, she found her mama's hand on a folded page. It said, "My child, wherever you roam, the Father still can lead you home. And if I'm gone before you see, know that love has waited faithfully." Some prayers are spoken out loud, some rise quiet beneath the crowd, some are folded, some are worn, some wait years to be reborn. And every page that mercy turns, every wounded heart that learns, is held by one who never leaves, who plants new songs in those who grieve. There was a letter in the hymnal where the tear-stained pages turned, a quiet little testimony of how long a mother burned. When the road was cold and love felt far away, God kept hope alive in the words she couldn't say. There was a letter in the hymnal, and heaven heard her pray. There was a letter in the hymnal, and a daughter on her knees, crying through the old words, "Lord, remember me." And the God who saves every soul that's gone astray brought Emily back home through the word she found that day. By the altar, through the rain, grace was calling her by name. There was a letter in the hymnal, and heaven heard her pray. tears, silent cries, I can see it in their eyes. If I pass them by today, what is left for me to say? If I hear but never move, am I living out the truth? Let me be your hands, Lord, let me be your voice. Let me show your love to those who have no other choice. Let me be your light, Lord, shining in the dark. Use my life to bring your hope into a broken heart. If I can just change one life through your love, it's worth the fight. Let me be your hands, Lord, let me be your voice. Let me show your love to those who have no other choice. Let me be your light, Lord, shining in the dark. Use my life to bring your hope into a broken heart. Take my time, take my days, let them all reflect your ways. Every word and everything, let it point to you, my King. Let me show your love to those who have no other choice. Let me be your light, Lord, shining in the dark. Use my life to bring your hope into a broken heart. Oh, let me be your hands. Where the dogwood blooms by the chapel gate, and the red clay road meets the pasture plain, there's an old wood bench beneath a maple tree, where heavy hearts learned how to breathe. Alma Ruth lived by the tobacco field, with a garden fence and a faith made real. She had flour on her hands and lines on her face, from years of holding sorrow up to grace. Her daddy built the chapel long ago, with cedar boards and windows low, but time had leaned the steeple to the side, and rain came through when the storms would rise. One summer night when the lightning fell, fire took half the chapel bell. The pews were charred and the hymn books gone, but Alma stood there at the break of dawn. She said, Lord, I don't know what can be said, yesterday. But if your mercy still meets broken things, then use these boards for offering. There was healing on the prayer bench by Dogwood Chapel, where the wounded came softly with the burdens they carried. Not a golden altar, not a polished rail, just old burnt cedar and a love that would not fail. When the road grew lonely, when the night fell full, God met his children on that prayer bench by Dogwood Chapel. Alma pulled the strongest planks aside, sanded down the edges black with fire, took 2 legs from a broken pew and made a bench where the dogwood grew. She set it out beneath the morning sky with a little hand-painted wooden sign. If your words are gone, sit here a while. The Father hears what tears compile. First came May from the dairy row with a basket full of laundry clothes. She sat down quiet at 3:30 and cried for her son across the sea. Then came Ruthie from the Mill Creek line with a tired heart and bills behind. She held her breath like shame was near, till Alma brought sweet tea and disappeared. Nobody preached, nobody cried, nobody asked what hurt inside, but every soul that sat down there felt heaven bend low through the country air. There was healing on the prayer bench by Dogwood Chapel, where the wounded came softly with the burdens they carried. Not a golden altar, not a polished rail, just old burnt cedar and a love that would not fail. When the road grew lonely, when the night felt full, God met his children on that prayer bench by Dogwood Chapel. One October when the leaves turned brown, a young girl came from the edge of town. Her coat was thin, her eyes were wide, and fear walked close on either side. She had a note folded in her hand, said, "I've made a mess I don't understand. My mama says I've lost my way, and I don't know how to kneel and pray." Alma sat beside her in the shade, let the wind move slow through the maple blades, then said, "Child, grace is not afraid of anything you bring today." The girl broke down by the chapel stone, said, "I thought the Lord had left me alone." Alma whispered, "He was on the road carrying you before you even know." Sometimes the church has walls and bells, sometimes it's where a tired heart tells the truth they carried far too long and finds the Lord was there all along. Sometimes the altar is a field, sometimes the sermon is learning to heal, sometimes forgiveness starts to rise through tear-wet sleeves and honest eyes. A burnt oak or a dogwood bloom, a quiet place with enough room, a faithful woman, a maple tree, and Jesus listening tenderly. By spring the chapel stood again with fresh white paint and a roof that mended, but nobody moved that bench away from the dogwood shade where the children played. There were names carved small beneath the seat, initials worn by rain and heat, a ribbon tied for a baby born, a little cross for a family torn. Alma's hands grew weak with time, but her heart still rang like Sunday chimes. And every morning when the dew was new, she prayed for folks she never knew. Then one the chapel door and went to rest on the brighter shore. There was healing on the prayer bench by Dogwood Chapel, where the wounded came softly with the burdens they carried. Not a golden altar, not a polished rail, just old burnt cedar and a love that would not fail. Now the women sing when the church bells pull, and the children gather where the shade is cool. There is healing on the prayer bench by Dogwood Chapel, where the Lord still lives. This morning I opened my eyes to a brand new day, brand new skies. Every breath is a gift to me, another chance to believe. I don't know what lies ahead, but I trust in what you said. Every step I choose to take is guided by your grace. This morning I pray, lead my way through every word I will say, through every step I will take. Be the light that I will follow. This morning I pray, help me stay in your truth throughout the day. In every moment I face, let your love be what I show. Give me strength when I feel weak. Give me words when I should speak. Help my heart to always see what you want from me. This morning I pray, lead my way through every word I will say, through every step be the light that I will follow. This morning I pray, help me stay in your truth throughout the day. In every moment I face, let your love be what I show. This morning I pray. Out past Hallelujah Hollow, where the red clay road runs still, there's a hand pump by the cedar trees at the foot of Shepherd's Hill. And hanging from a rusty nail, where the morning shadows fell, was a little dented drinking cup, the tin cup at Gracewell. Elsie may live by the pasture fence, with a garden full of peppermint, a screen door song and a flower-dusted chair, and a habit of beginning every day in prayer. Her daddy dug that well by hand, back when cotton ruled the bottom land. He carved one verse on a cedar rail: living water never fails. Folks would stop when the sun was high, wipe the road dust from their eyes, drink cold water from that battered cup, then leave a little lighter than they showed up. Elsie said the Lord can use a common thing, a nail, a cut, a broken string. What looks too simple for heaven to bless can still pour grace on wilderness. There was hope in the tin cup at Gracewell, for every thirsty heart with a story it couldn't tell. Not silver, not shining, not polished for the town, just a humble little vessel where God's love came down. When the road turned dusty, when the spirit felt dry, there was still living water underneath that country sky. There was hope in the tin cup at Gracewell. One late summer when the creek ran low and the corn stood tired in uneven rows, a stranger came walking from the county line with a coat on his shoulder and a troubled mind. He kept his eyes on the gravel ground like he feared old names in a small town crowd. His hands were rough, his face was worn like a field left standing after hail and storm. Elsie saw him by the cedar shade where the pump handle cried and the shadows played. He reached for the cup but stopped halfway, like shame had taught his hand to stay. She stepped outside with her apron tied, said, "Water's free, come rest a while. No one earns what the Father gives. Take and drink so your soul can live." He said, "Man, you don't know where I've been, all the bridges burned by my foolish sin." She said, "Child, grace is deeper still than any valley beneath this hill." There was hope in the tin cup at Gracewell, for every thirsty heart with a story it couldn't tell. Not silver, not shining, not polished for the town, just a humble little was still living water. Underneath that country sky, there was hope in the tin cup at Gracewell. His name was Thomas from the ridge out west, running from a debt in his own chest. He left a daughter and a wife in tears, and carried silence 7 bitter years. Elsie didn't ask him to explain, didn't dress her sorrow up in blame. She brought him bread and a place to sit, then prayed so soft that the room grew still. By evening light he pulled a photograph, 2 little girls by a broken path. One had eyes like the morning blue, and a ribbon tied in her Sunday shoes. He said, I wrote but never sent a line. I thought forgiveness had missed its time. Elsie pointed where the well rope hung and said, the Lord ain't finished with anyone. Sometimes redemption starts with water, sometimes it starts with bread, sometimes it starts when someone hears the words we never said. Sometimes the way back home is not a highway wide, but a dusty road, a trembling soul, and mercy walking beside. A tin cup swinging, a cedar rail, a tired hand that thought it failed. But Jesus meets the dry and worn and makes a well where hope is born. Thomas took the road with Elsie's Bible and a folded note. She packed him apples and a jar of beans and said, go home by grace, not by what you've seen. Weeks went by and the autumn came. Maple leaves burned like altar flame. Elsie kept the cup on the rusty nail and prayed by the well when the daylight paled. Then one Sunday after church bells rang, a wagon rolled down a narrow lane. Thomas stepped out with tears in his eyes, and a woman beside him trying not to cry. 2 little girls ran through the grass, past a cedar rail in the garden path. They drank from the cup and laughed out loud, like heaven had opened above that ground. There was hope in the tin cup at Gracewell, for every thirsty heart with a story it couldn't tell. Dust on my boots from a longer road, sun going down with a heavy load. I've been walking miles I can't retrace, trying to outrun my own mistakes. Old screen door and a porch light glow. Mama used to say, child, don't you know there's a place you can go when the night gets cold, where mercy's wide and the truth is told. I kept running, but I couldn't hide. Every road brought me back inside. With dust on my boots, but grace in my soul, I ain't who I was down that broken road. Every mile, every fall, you were there through it all. The scars on my hands, but a song in my chest. I've been loved heaven waiting down this road. Fields gone dry and the river ran low. Seen hard times that the good Lord knows. But every storm that came my way left a little more faith than yesterday. I was broken, now I'm standing strong. By your mercy I kept moving on. With dust on my boots, with grace in my soul, I ain't who I was down that broken road. Every mile, every fall, you were there through it all. With scars on my hands, but a song in my chest. I've been lost, but I've been blessed. Now I stand, now I know there's a heaven waiting down this road. No silver, no gold, just a hand to hold. Through the fire and the rain, you still called my name. With dust on my boots, but grace in my soul, I ain't who I was down that broken road. Every mile, every fall, you were there through it all. With scars on my hands, but a song in my chest. I've been lost, but I've been blessed. Now I stand, now I know there's a heaven waiting down this road. Oh, there's a heaven waiting down this road. In the quiet I can hear every doubt just disappear. When the noise begins to fade, I can feel the peace you gave. I don't need a crowded room or a song that fills the moon. Just a moment still and true, just a breath alone with you. In the silence I can see you've been right here next to me. In the quiet you are near, closer than my deepest fear. In the stillness I find grace written softly in this place. I don't need to run or hide, you are always by my side. In the calm I finally hear, in the quiet you are near. Every worry fades away when I choose in you to stay. Not in noise but in the calm, I can feel your gentle arm. I don't have to search or roam, you have always been my home. In the quiet you are near, closer than my deepest fear. In the stillness I find grace written softly in this place. I don't need to run or hide, you are You call my name, always close, forever same.
The old lantern in the barn still hangs beside the door, where the hay was stacked in summer and our boots crossed dusty floors. There were horses in the meadow, there was thunder far away, and the golden light would guide us at the ending of the day. Time may rust the hinges and the fields may change their name, but that little lantern's glow still remembers every flame. The old lantern in the barn still lights my memory, like an old song in the twilight, like a prayer upon the breeze. The old lantern in the barn still shines through every year, and when the evening calls my name, I feel my home draw near. Daddy worked until the sun set, Mama called us in to eat. Grandma hummed beside the doorway with the dust around her feet. There were stories in the rafters, there were dreams beneath the stars, and I never knew those simple nights would stay inside my heart. Now the barn is old and quiet, and the road is overgrown, but when the old songs find me, I am never far from home. The old lantern in the barn still lights my memory, like an old song in the twilight, like a prayer upon the breeze. The old lantern in the barn still shines through every year, and when the evening calls my name, I feel my home draw near. Ooh, let the lantern glow. Ooh, where the warm winds blow. Ooh, every melody brings my old home back to me. farm again beneath the fading sky, I would thank the Lord for little things that money cannot buy. For love was in the labor, in the laughter and the rain, and every light we carried then still helps us rise again. The old lantern in the barn still lights my memory, like an old song in the twilight, like a prayer upon the breeze. The old lantern in the barn still shines through every year, and when the evening calls my name, I feel my home draw near. The old lantern in the barn still glows when I feel lost, reminding me that love remains through every road we crossed. Ooh, let the lantern glow. Ooh, where the warm winds blow. Ooh, every melody brings my old home back to me. So when the night is falling and the stars begin to swarm, I'll follow that old lantern back to where my heart is warm.
Road, where the dust hangs low, past the soybean fields and the old silo, there's a feed store bell with a weathered ring and a hymn book worn from everything. At a pearl opened at 5:30, with flour on her hands and faith in her eyes. Stacked sweet corn sacks by the window frame and swept the floor while she whispered his name. Her daddy built that store from pine back when the railroad still crossed county line. But years had bent the roof and beams like life bends down our brightest dreams. On the counter by the coffee tin, where farmers came to talk and grin, there lay a hymn book cracked and gray, open wide to come what may. Ada said some folks need seed, some need a rope or wire, some coming carrying silence like a house that lost its fire. And when words were hard and hearts were sore, she let that old hymn book say a little more. There was healing in the feed store, on a dust road plain and poor, not in silver, not in thunder, Rain in the ditch and smoke up high. A widow named Mary from the river bend walked in alone without a friend. She bought no seat, she bought no grain, just stood there shaking from grief and brain. Her wedding ring loose on her trembling hand, like she was losing more than land. Had a poured coffee in a chip blue cup, didn't ask why, didn't hurry her up, then turned that hymn book soft and slow to a song her mama used to know. Mary's lips moved before she knew, like spring coming back through winter blue. And by the second verse she cried, but something lost came alive inside. Ada never called it a miracle loud, never drew a circle, never gathered a crowd, but Mary left with her shoulders raised and a little more light in her rainy days. There was healing in the feed store, on a dust road plain and poor, not in silver, not in thunder, just grace by an open door. Every page had a tear stain, every song had carried war, but Jesus met the broken through the hymn book in the feed store. When the world felt heavy and hope was hard to hold, Mercy started singing where the cracked pine floorboards rolled. By summer heat, the whole town knew that old worn book had a work to do. Truckers stopped between county runs, mothers came in with their restless sons. A farmer who lost his field to fire, a teacher worn down and growing tired, a girl with dreams too big for home, a man ashamed to walk alone. They'd leave their names on paper scraps, tucked between the songs and maps. Ada prayed them one by one at closing time when the day was done. And one night when the wind blew hard, lightning struck near the cattle yard. The feed store roof caught a line of flame, and folks came running through smoke and rain. Sometimes the things that hold our prayers are not the things that last. Sometimes God lets the wood burn down, but saves the love we passed. A page may tear, a roof may fall, but mercy has a way of rising through it all. A song once sung in a broken room can bloom like fields after late spring gloom. There was healing in the feed store, on a dust road plain and poor, not in silver, not in thunder, just grace by an open door. Every page had a tear stain, every song had carried war, but Jesus met the broken through the hymn book in the feed store. Now the walls are built from new pine, and the bell rings like before, but the same old song is waiting by the counter near the door. When the world feels heavy and hope is hard to hold, Mercy still starts singing where the faithful stories roll. There is healing in the feed store, where the wounded come once more. Jesus keeps on calling through the hymn book in the feed store. On Harvest Road, where the dust hangs low, morning breaks where the soybeans grow. Ada turns the page again, for every stranger, every friend. There was healing, there was mercy in the hymn book in the feed store. the pine trees stand, and the red dust road meets the river sand. There's an old oak shade where the church folks came, and a little girl learned God knew her name. Lily May lived by the soybean field, in a clapboard house with a patched up sill. Her mama worked nights at the laundry line, and her grandma prayed by the morning vine. They didn't have silk, didn't have lace, didn't have much but a table of grace. But Grandma Ruth had a needle and thread, and a song about Jesus beside her bed. When the summer revival came rolling through, with folding chairs and a sky so blue, Lily May wanted something fine to wear, but all she had was an old flour sack there. Grandma said, "Child, hold your head up high. The Lord sees beauty, the world walks by. What love is stitched with a faithful hand can shine like gold in a promised land." There was glory in a flour sack dress, stitched from the little that heaven blessed. Not made for praise, not made for show, but bright as mercy in the evening glow. When the world looked down, when shame pressed close, God saw a daughter the Father chose. And every heart at revival grove learned grace can bloom where the wildflowers grow. Sunday night came with a lantern moon, cicada singing an old-time tune. Families gathered by the pasture fence, with hand fans moving in the humid wind. Lily walked in with her eyes turned low, barefoot dust between every toe. That flour sack dress had a faded blue line, but Grandma's stitches made it look just fine. Some girls laughed by the lemonade stand, pointed soft with their church-gloved hands. Lily's cheeks went red as clay, and she almost turned to run away. But Miss Clara from the choir row took her hand and wouldn't let go. Said, "Come sit here where the light comes through. There's room beside me made just for you." No trumpet sounded, no thunder rolled, just kinda stronger than silver or gold. And in that moment, beneath the trees, a wounded child started learning peace. There was glory in a flour sack dress, stitched from the little that heaven blessed. Not made for praise, not made for show, but bright as mercy in the evening glow. When the world looked down, when shame pressed close, God saw a daughter the Father chose. And every heart at revival grove learned grace can bloom where the wildflowers grow. The preacher spoke of a widow's mite, of lamps kept burning through the night, of lilies dressed by the Father's care, and sparrows seen in the open air. Lily listened with her small hands still, while the fiddle played from the chapel hill. And every word in that summer breeze felt like rain on thirsty leaves. Then the choir rose in gentle sound, women's voices all around, and Miss Clara nodded to Lily May like heaven had opened up the way. Lily stood with a trembling chin, let one soft chorus rise within, and by the time the song was done, half the grove was crying in the setting sun. Sometimes the Lord takes what we hide and turns it into holy light. Sometimes the thing we're ashamed to bring becomes the cloth for angel wings. A flour sack, a grandma's prayer, a barefoot child in country air, a folded seam, a humble thread, a living hope where fear once said, "You are too poor, you are too small." But Jesus whispered, "I see it all." Years rolled on like a river bend. Lily grew tall and left, then came again, with a teacher's heart and a gentle smile, and a box of dresses in her truck bed pile. Every summer when revival came, she'd hang them neat on a cedar frame for any child with a worried face who needed clothing and a little grace. One old dress stayed behind the door, faded blue from the years it wore. The flour sack seams were thin and pale, but still held love like a country veil. And Lily said when the young ones cried, "Don't let this world steal your holy pride. The Lord can take what looks like less and crown it with his tenderness." There was glory in a flour sack dress, stitched from the little that heaven blessed. Not made for praise, not made for show, but bright as mercy in the evening glow. When the world looked down, when shame pressed close, God saw a daughter the Father chose. And every heart at Revival Grove learned grace can bloom where the wildflowers grow. There is glory in the humble things, in patched up cloth and broken strings, in open hands. There were things I couldn't hide, all the guilt I kept inside. Every wrong I tried to run, still it followed where I'd gone. I was holding on to shame, calling out my own name, thinking I could never be anything but what I'd seen. You forgave me first, before I knew all the things your love could do. Every sin, every scar couldn't keep me from your heart. You forgave me first, set me free from the weight inside of me. Now I know what I must do. I will learn to forgive too. Now I see a different way. I don't have to live that way. All the hurt I used to hold, I can finally let it go. You forgave me first, before I knew goodbye, love, I lay aside. Every hurt, every pain, I release it all again. You forgave me first, before I knew all the things your love could do. Every sin, every scar couldn't keep me from your heart. You forgave me first, set me free from the weight inside of me. Now I know what I must do. I will learn to forgive too. You forgave me first. You forgave me first. Acoustic guitar opens with a warm front porch picking pattern. Mandolin enters with a gentle bluegrass roll. Fiddle answers like evening wind over a dusty road. Upright bass comes in soft and steady. Light drums build naturally before vocal. There's a candle in the general store by the window facing west, where the tired hands of working folks come lay their burdens down to rest. Mabel Ann ran the general store with flour sacks stacked by the wooden door. She knew who needed coffee, who needed bread, and who just needed kind words said. Her husband built the counter out of pine back when hope was young and love was time. But he went home one harvest night and left her with the shelves and the porch light. She never called herself a saint. She had bills to pay and walls to paint. But every morning before the sign said open, she prayed for every heart half broken. There was a candle in the general store, burning when the rain would pour, like a little flame of heaven's grace in an ordinary place. When the road got long and souls felt poor, God kept shining mercy through the candle in the general store. One November when the mill shut down, hard times walked through that little town. Men stood quiet by the railroad line with empty lunch pails and worried eyes. Mabel wrote names in a ledger book, not for debt, but so the Lord could look. She said, take what you need and pay when you can. The Savior still provides through willing hands. Some folks cried by the apple crate, ashamed to ask, afraid too late. But Mabel smiled and softly said, grace don't charge for daily bread. There was a candle in the general store, burning when the rain would pour, like a little flame of heaven's grace in an ordinary place. When the road kept shining mercy through the candle in the general store. A young girl named Rosie came in one night with a bruised up heart and a face gone white. Her daddy drank his sorrow mead, and her mama had left back in Tennessee. Mabel locked the door and pulled a chair, brushed the dust from Rosie's hair, then wrapped her in an old quilt blue and whispered, "Child, the Lord sees you." No thunder rolled, no angels came, just one small room and a holy name. But something broke in Rosie's fear when love sat down and drew her near. Some churches have a steeple tall, some have canned goods on the wall. Some altars shine with polished stone, some are counters where kindness is shown. Every loaf, every prayer, every coat placed on a chair can be a sermon, can be a song, can tell the weak they still belong. There was a candle in the general store, burning when the rain would pour, like a little flame of heaven's grace in an ordinary place. When the road got long and souls fell poor, God kept shining mercy through the candle in the general store. There was a candle in the general store, still glowing after Mabel walked through heaven's door. For every life her kindness change kept passing on that holy flame. And the God who sees the small things we ignore lit a town with mercy through the candle in the general store. By the window, past the rain, love kept burning in Jesus' name. Ooh. God kept shining mercy through the candle in the general store.